one of the best Palutenas. Like, the experience, if we take out that period of time that they spent together in the United States, like, even before that, they were playing together. So I definitely agree with here, especially, as I was saying, because we do have a main Sora on commentary.
Hello everybody, that's me, as you're referring to, and of course I'm gonna be quite judgment every single time that I'll talk about Sora, so we're getting back onto it. This is gonna be Chag against CK, and of course running up that stock, running up that percentage. We already see CK currently holding quite a lot the shield against Chag. That was a little bit of like a misspaced thunder. Sandaga, you cannot mispace that. It has the most lack of the 3 spells. So of course Chag has to offer something quite smart if he wants to play against Sora.
Yeah, of course. In here, like, yeah, outspacing Chag is going to be quite experienced. Oh, the down smash is very hard to punish as well. Not quite there on time. I don't know if, like, again, we were talking about matchup experience from Chag, but I don't know just how much he got to be able to exploit that here with Sora on play, especially considering the changes, of course. But also, Palutena is really good at controlling the air, which is the preferred way that Sora is gonna try to pressure. But CK, very, very impressive so far, just taking advantage of those spells, and also, like, just playing immaculate neutral.
Overall, he's just facing the neutral every single time against Chag and just trying to hold it, like, solidly. He's not going or overextending himself over anything, and that's the kind of thing that you cannot mess down against Sora. Sora has a really, really great set of tools out of the shield that just let him leverage any kind of matchup. If he lacks on the killing moves, or he lacks on any kind of velocity to be able to land those, it's gonna compensate on the option that he has out of shield.
Oh, Chag trying for that spike in the Sonic Blade, of course, and yet again identifying the habits from ledge for his opponents here. In this case, CK will suffering that, and the juggles. I am quite surprised that he didn't go for the extension. Of course, Sora being quite floaty, sometimes it's not super easy to determine where he's going to be able to land or just which way he's drifting. Like, it does make it difficult, I would feel like, to just pressure him whenever he is in the air. But Palutena does have the tools to do so, so I think it's just a matter of fact that Chag just adjusts here. Well, if that even happens, because, well, he's turning around versus CK here, even in spite of that, a great start that the player from Sonora had.
Yeah, currently CK is just not holding his usual or any kind of disadvantage against Palutena, and that's one thing that Sora has a weakness on. It's not only the fact of his speed or his air mobility, it's the fact that his disadvantage is quite insufferable for any Sora that currently holds it. So it's right now 130%, it's already off the stage, he's just gonna try to land something. Sadly, that's not gonna be the case, quite the even percent, and it's CK just trying to get back into the stage and find something. He does not see any kind of window, and that's gonna cost him the first and second stock of this game, number 1.
Yeah, let's see if he can bring it back. Of course, that's the perennial question, as I was saying earlier. Chag getting quite creative, but that Pharaoh stage, just that extension, even though, like, each hit, of course, is independent, like, linking into each other and just staying out for so long, and Sora, of course, can't afford to go that deep or even deeper than that, because of that extremely good recovery that he does have. Let's see if Chag has anything in store to try and edgeguard this character, because, of course, like, the up B does have a window in which you can go for the spike or even a counter, which, even though I don't think would kill necessarily, like, it could just rack up so much percent to the point where Chag feels comfortable just going for the finisher eventually.
Actually, now that you mention it, the up B does have quite the window to go for the spike or any kind of 2-frame. It doesn't have any kind of hitbox above Sora. You know, the hitbox, it always stays on the key. So it doesn't matter if you're above Sora, you're not gonna be hit by that up B. And the one thing for sure is that it's quite hard to figure out what Sora's gonna do next move, because I see that Chag is actually currently struggling a lot against CK. This is going all the way to the last stock and last percentage for both of them, but I feel that CK has been held more stage control than Chag has during this game.
Oh my god, and here's the time, but he's gonna have to grab the ledge, and yes, of course, Chag recognizes that. I thought CK was gonna go for the big brain plays and just maybe go above, because you can actually afford to do that with Sora, but...
Or actually go all the way to the other side. You can
Yeah. Like, you could also do that, but Chag was very ready to punish that ledge, and there, like... As we say in Spanish, vendiéndose, really. Like, CK just fell for it completely, and just that tiny moment of desperation just goes such a long way, and of course Chag is going to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Of course, Chag's not gonna forgive any single mistake that you already did. So we're gonna go back to game number 2 on the same stage as Small Battlefield. This is basically the placebo that players go to on this kind of rule set where we're not allowed to go all the way to Pokemon Stadium. This is the placebo. This is what gives us life. You know what I'm talking about?
No one's talking about it. This is a Final Destination with 2 platforms.
Exactly. So this is game number 2. CK already going all the way and making and wrecking all that damage, just taking any kind of stage control, but already selling back to Chag. You cannot let yourself use Chindaga on that kind of situation because there's a lot of cooldown and lag. It's just a big opening for a player like Chag to take a big mess of you of that.
Oh, that was dangerous on barely avoiding that upper from Palutena, but the second one is going to come in on its mark perfectly. Chag just running away with whatever little things CK is bringing him, like, as gifts, really, because, like we see CK at times just dominate neutral, but this time around, I think that Chag just has managed to, like, start the adaptation process, but look at that, talking about adaptation here. The man from Sonora still not giving up and finding that stock. So this is still very well within the realm of possibility.
The one thing for sure is that I gotta mention is the fact that I feel like CK is going more for raw damage rather than confirms or any kind of extension. Every single time that I see landing any kind of percent, it's just going raw and winning the neutral, understanding where Chag is gonna be and how to counterattack him, but not necessarily playing Sora himself. I mean, it's not exactly like no es una queja. I don't know how to say that in
of course,
Spanish.
not a complaint.
Not a complaint, exactly. But of course, there's so much that he has to do if he wants to face against Chag. He's already currently facing the taste of victory on this game number 2.
Yeah, like, he has the neutrals, he has some reads, but it's on the execution sometimes where it leaves a lot to be desired. And, well, Chag, on the other hand, is one of Palutena's with the cleanest execution in this entire planet. So that is also going to come very well into play here. And Projectile is just keeping his distance. Chag knows that he doesn't always have to push forward. He does have zoning tools on that reticle as well to be able to make his life easier. And just the classic, I'm glad that people are also, like, adapting to the way that Chag just sometimes teleports straight into stage and just tries to go for the threat. And at the end of the day, it is a mix-up. However, I think at the very least is going to be aware of that.
And mix-up stuff makes a mix-up the moment that you keep using it over and over, That just eventually it becomes like a commitment because people are just gonna notice and they're gonna understand it, and you cannot keep going over and over for it because that's not exactly what's gonna happen. That's where it stops being a mix-up. So it's CK already at 100%. Chag just close enough to just get this stuck. It all goes back to this ledge up situation, and CK mixes up so bad at Chag with that roll, and then just loses it and sells it, rolling back to Chag. Like, go on.
No, sorry. And that explosive flame also, like, just appearing out of nowhere. And it does, like, it literally just, the hitbox appears. And then you're dead. And Sora, of course, famous, one of the most famous traits that this character has is that he's not quite the heaviest, and also very floaty. So off the top is going to be a lot easier of a death for him. And here, well, CK is sticking to his guns. Back here on not Pokemon Stadium 2.
I'm not. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is literally the 7 from Pokemon Stadium 2. And once again, It's CK just letting Chag any kind of window, any kind of possibility to just rack and damage a lot of percent. You cannot give yourself any kind of possibility like that. You cannot use Sundaka neutral. I've been saying that quite a lot, but this is the third time or fourth time already that we see CK making a mistake that just causes him a lot of damage.
Yeah, feels a little lead smashes, if I dare say, like that is Daga. Of course, as a recovery tool, it does work quite fine because of just how great Sora's recovery is. Look at that, Chag is getting creative on that. And again, he's going for the footstool. He didn't get it, but you know he damn sure tried. And again, up throw, is this Mithra? What is going on with Chag today? I'm surprised actually that CK did not go for that read on the platform cancel with the teleport, because he has been consistently punishing that, and Chag just taking the highway, and he is actually going to get the stuck because of the evasion from before and just a couple of solar reads.
Okay, CK is currently been committing all the way to end this set with Sora. He's finishing, he's going trusty with this boy. I feel like Sally is already run out of gas, but on the other hand, Chag just gets him and gets him the stock that he needed. CK was wishing so hard for that stock that his heart believes so hard. That
it's the power of anime, man. It's the power of anime.
It's the power of the heart, you know, and friends and all that stuff.
it definitely worked. He just killed him with his look, with a couple of looks. But it was a little funny seeing Chag, because that's not the thing. The reason I'm laughing, right, is because we do not expect that coming from Chag. We know just how clean he can be, and that is, like, commentator phrase, of course, that's so uncharacteristic from him. And that is the thing, that even at the top level, even these players that have dedicated their lives to this game can commit mistakes, and it's a matter of if Chag is able to, like, recover from that, or if CK here is going to take it full advantage and just punishing him because he quite needed it. Oh my god, the bravery! But Chag just held the line. He is making up for his past mistakes.
But somehow he just erases that mistake back. He just goes back and goes up. It's an upper, all that he needed just to get the stock back. This is an even percent. This is an even game. It goes back to CK if he's being able to just get any kind of opening on the neutral. That's probably not gonna be the case. He's been spending quite a lot of time on the ledges, and Chag is already getting used to that. There's only so much that you can do by stalling on the ledge against Chag.
Yeah, no, he has been very aggressive versus Sora off stage. Like, that Sonic Blade has been punished by the neutral whenever, like, CK chooses to go very deep, the down tilt with the true frame, and again, just gonna wait for it. It has been a common story today that people just choose to stay at the ledge, and here, not at the ledge, but directly at the blast zone after that force smash. Chag just doing such an impressive job here twice. And adapting to Sora, even in spite of the SDs, you know, like, he still manages to pull through.
He was always in control, man. He was always in control. And that's sadly not something that, as a commentator, you like to say. As a commentator, we have this job where we have to highlight both of these players and all the work that they're putting through on their games, on their playstyle. But one thing for sure, it hurts when you have to say, sadly, all the time it was in Chag's pocket.
Yeah,
I hope that on the rest of the bracket he Sora as well.
Well, like, it's just the beginning of the bracket, and of course there's no eliminated players here today. It's just for seeding. However, it's very important because they do have a prize that they're fighting for, and these players also